Hi everyone, and thank you for joining today's tutorial on using the Firewise Communities in Monterey County newsletter template. My name is Jennifer Valadez, and I am the project manager for the Fire Safe Council for Monterey County. You can reach me at genv.fscmc@gmail.com. The purpose of this tutorial is to introduce our newsletter template, show examples of local newsletters for inspiration, and guide you through each section so you can easily customize and distribute your own newsletter. And this video tutorial is the take-home portion of this webinar that we hosted last week in April. Today we will cover introduction to newsletters, examples of local newsletters, how to download and edit the template, customizing the template, such as adding photos, editing text, and modifying pages, and how to distribute your newsletter via email. This tutorial would not include a Q&A in closing, but you can reach me again at genv.ffcmc@gmail.com. And this video tutorial is the component of the webinar that we hosted last week. So, as an introduction to newsletters, they are a great tool for sharing concise, direct, and useful information with your Firewise community members. They are customizable, so you can modify them to reflect your specific community needs. Newsletter templates are also accessible. Once they are updated, they will be ready to print or be sent via email. This newsletter template is meant to be efficient. As many of you are volunteers and your time is valuable, this is a great way to provide updates, highlight past and upcoming events, and save time communicating important information with neighbors. Here are some local newsletters from our fantastic Firewise communities in Monterey County. Keep in mind that your newsletter should reflect the needs of your Firewise communities as the three examples do throughout. So step 1, here is the newsletter available for your download and for your use. So you can download it here with this button. So you could use it as a doc, a Microsoft Word doc, or download as a PDF and edit it through this application if you don't have Adobe capabilities on your computer, because I know those have associated costs. So as a suggestion prior to editing the template, I would say to make an outline with the body of text, resources, and images you would like to use prior to compiling the newsletter. So step 2, to edit the header, title, and side panel to fit the specifics of your Firewise community. So this is where you decide the theme of the newsletter and outline and kind of give a short summary of what will be in the newsletter. In the PDF editor, it should be about the same as you were to be editing in a Microsoft doc. So for adding and deleting pages, if you would like to cut down or really make it an expansive newsletter, refer to this Q&A and guide from Support Microsoft. To have the option to highlight and delete elements of the document to customize for your own use. Step 3, edit any of the body text to reflect the content that you want to put out. So you can edit any text boxes by double left clicking on the box and then highlighting and putting in your own body text that you want to be reflected in the newsletter. To edit any photos, they can be exchanged by right-clicking on the photo placeholder and selecting Change Picture when it pops up, and selecting from the different options. I suggest downloading a picture and then selecting it from Files when you want to change the picture. As a tip, Google Photos that are relevant to the topics within the newsletter and cite the source if someone on your team did not take the photos. If you are using your own photos, add a caption to add some context of what you are showing. If publishing, be careful of using Getty images since those have associated costs. Repeat for the entire newsletter and customize fit to your community needs. So let's dive into the template here on Word. So as we said, we have it here. So insert your community name by double clicking. That would be the header. And then change as you see fit. This side panel is what you would use to make a summary. This is where you would add a caption. And to change the image, you want to click on it. Right click. This is change picture. From this device would be if you downloaded an image prior to editing, or if you want to search from stock images, which I use to create this template. You can search people if you want to show a community event, or teamwork if you want to illustrate again another community event. Here are some great images of a firefighter crew, teamwork, etc. So that's how you can do that. And I added some suggestions in each portion if you want to follow those guidelines. This would be the main article. And then this background is, you can customize it as well by changing the color. It is just a shape, so if you want to add another shape, you can go here to insert, shape, and then select a square, a rectangle, and then change the background to kind of break up the text with images and boxes. This could be of past events or shipping, defensible space, or zone 0. So this would be the main context or text to your newsletter, and the rest, this is like the meat of the information and the meat of the theme for your newsletter. You kind of click off of that. Then resources, I really like to just include a dump of resources. You could just do backspace or highlight. Maybe you'd want to do just bullet points of different ones, like I know CAL FIRE BEU has a great link tree. You can put CAL FIRE BEU, highlight, and then add a text or add a link, and then link to any pages that you want reflected on the text. And then I would suggest doing upcoming events. And then support Firewise. It's a continual effort within communities to get volunteers. If you have a committee opening, I would suggest a call to action in this section. And then suggest signing up for future issues. And so people can also distribute this newsletter as they see fit to others not involved in Firewise but may be seeking to get involved or are not involved yet and may want to. And this might pique their interest to get involved in your community. So with that, we can go on to distributing through email. So you can do it through Microsoft Docs by using the share button, send a copy, and email as an attachment to your email list. Or you can share it as a link through email, much like I did for this. This is a link from the FireSafe Monterey account to share with you all. So then you see that I can't edit this unless I download it. And for editable PDFs, it would also be downloaded and then emailed as an attachment. And also this came up in our webinar. For privacy reasons, you want to make sure to email all recipients using BCC. So any of their email, first and last names will not be shared amongst each other without their consent. So let's go to Microsoft. Here is the little icon for sharing the document. Share. Then you can do view, can't edit, can't download, add a message, or you can share it. Share with anyone, does not require sign-in, and you can do view, or you can even do can view but not download, so they can't edit either. Apply, copy link, and then make it into a email, and then add that link to that email to then pop it up onto their browser. I believe you could also share by downloading. So let's get into email automations. You can use MailChimp, pictured here, and I've attached a tutorial if you would like to use and investigate what options are best for you. You could use a free plan that has up to 500 audience members, so that would be 500 emails that you could add. But there are associated costs. Again, Constant Contact also has associated cost. Flowdesk, which we use for our monthly newsletters, has associated costs. And then here is a great article on understanding Google Contacts. So if you would like to add a group within your email, if you are the one tasked to distribute the email newsletter, then you could go to Contacts and then label and group your Firewise community. So then when you go into your Gmail to email folks, you could go BCC and then add a group. And I've attached a sample email list for helping you keep track of who you have in your community and if they are signed up for the email list. So this is the column descriptions, just kind of giving you an idea of what's in this next tab. So none of these folks or none of these names are part of Monterey County. They are randomly generated along with the email address, role, community name. All this information was randomly generated for the purpose of this tutorial. So we have first name, last name, email, role, community name, region status, whether they're active in the community or not, and then notes, maybe if they had been interested in hosting monthly meetings before, or if they're interested in doing the newsletter, you can add that here in the notes section. So with this, you could export as you could highlight and then export it to Gmail contacts, Google Contacts, and then create a group. So then all these emails would be easily accessible through making a group contact. So with that, here are some final tips for making your newsletter. Be sure to be clear, concise, useful, and friendly. Create an outline with 2 to 4 short sections of text, image options, and resource links within the theme that you decide. Bullet points and lots of imagery help to retain people's attention and get your point across. Identify the goal, audience, and make sure to include practical information and do what is consistent for you. Take advantage of free resources of advertising such as Gmail, Monterey, Firewise Partners Groups.io forum, Nextdoor, and any social media sites that you see fit to distribute your newsletter. Make sure it is manageable for your group. Either decide monthly or quarterly. Essentially, do what is achievable for your group and what you can stick to. And make sure to include a call to action. Community needs members to be active and to get others active as well. And it makes your Firewise community stronger. So thank you all for tuning in today. I'll close with having my email posted here. Thank you all for watching this video. If you have any questions or comments, contact me at genv.ffcmc@gmail.com. I will be posting this video. And reminder to please fill out the following survey to let us know what projects are of significance to you to include in our future grants and programs so we can align it with Firewise needs. Thank you all.